From our studio in Newport Beach, California, welcome to another edition of the Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show. Sometimes scattered, but always edgy. We're an authentic take on sports talk. Rated R. Chab Dog brings you Eric, the well-read, Frank, the tank, Brian from Sports Rock, and special guests. We're here to talk sports. We're here to rant and vent. We're here to take it up another notch. Now here's your host, Chab Dog.
Hey, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Chab Dog Sports Talk. We're on each Sunday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific Time, PST. Yes, and brought to you by Chabner Law, serving Southern California's transactional regulatory business needs, law needs, and by Chab Dog Sports Blog for your head of your sports headlines and biting sports commentary. Check that out at chabdog.com and also our Chab Dog Facebook page. And that's a wonderful July 4th weekend. This is the Retro 1983 show, and we'll be talking a lot about 1983. That was a special year for me. I don't know about you, but I was graduating from high school. Eric the Well-Read is my co-host here.
Hey, Chab Dog.
From the Newport Beach studios. So
I was 1 year behind you. I graduated in 84.
Oh, okay.
So I was junior.
Yeah, you're a youngster. Yeah, but that is a great year, you know, when you're graduating from high school.
Oh, and, for sure.
You're having all that fun as a senior and worrying about whether you're going to survive college. There's a lot of excitement and anxiety that year.
Mm-hmm.
And so, look at that. We're watching the Twilight Zone. What is this, Twilight Zone Marathon?
Twilight Zone Marathon on the Decades channel, and that's Rod Taylor.
All sorts of great actors come through the Twilight Zone.
Oh, and
that's Jim Hutton?
Thank you.
Yeah. The father.
Not
the son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
He's good too.
Jim Hutton, Ellery Queen, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I was struggling to figure out where he got his claim to fame.
And of course,
Rod Taylor.
Rod Taylor was famous for which Hitchcock movie? He was in the Hitchcock movie. He played a lawyer in that movie. Yeah. The Birds.
The Birds.
Yeah.
I was going to go South by Southwest for the Birds. Okay.
Yeah, he was the love interest for Tippi Hedren.
Okay. I haven't seen that movie in ages.
Yeah. All right, well, we got our first caller, and we'll talk sports, but other things as well, obviously. Hello, we got Frank Fleming on the line from Sports Encyclopedia. Good morning, Frank. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July to you.
Yes, happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day, Tank.
Or as CNN now calls it, Happy Eagle Country Day.
Who said that?
That was Kaepernick.
Oh, Kaepernick.
Literally. Yeah, he says celebrating the 4th of July is oppressive.
Does he think that's going to win him a lot of friends saying stuff like that?
They had the Daily News. And the New York Times, Why America Must Fall. and all the millennials are going, like bobbleheads, yes, yes, yes! This is, by the way, I got this exclusively for you. It's the new fight song for the new team in Washington.
We haven't figured out what they're... Do you have any suggestions for what to do with that name?
It's going to be called the People's District Proletariat.
Yep, because you can't call it Columbia anymore.
Can't call it Washington either.
That's right.
Washington's bad and Columbia's bad.
Oh, yeah, we're screwed.
There's really nowhere to go.
I was going to call it...
We've come together, the people of our district. Hail to the proletariat, working class heroes. sickles and hammers high. We defeated the capitalists
It's got the whole song,
with our
sure.
inspired
I hope so.
confidence. We love to live the lessons of Che, Mao, Marx, and Stalin. Go proletariat, tear down the capitalism. Colin Kaepernick is our God.
Yay!
Great Tank.
That's a great version of our old song.
Let me know when you get that out on the radio.
Radio, they'll be singing it in the stadium.
Yeah. Oh. So that I guess that process is ongoing to change the Redskins' name to
so are the
something.
Cleveland Indians.
But it's going to trigger other things, as we all know, including possibly the
They're
Dallas.
now demanding the Vikings change their name.
Mm-hmm.
And PETA also wants all animal names changed.
Yeah.
I was joking about the Vikings, but that's really could happen. I mean,
You can glorify a bunch of Norsemen?
there are people around that were raped and pillaged by the Vikings.
Yeah.
I guess everybody can do their own genealogy and see if they had, because the Vikings did terrorize a lot of Europe, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, I'm Italian and I got blue eyes. Where do you think that? Yeah, my ancestors were raped and pillaged by the Vikings. That's how my ancestry
That you can
goes.
thank them for your good looks.
Exactly. I think it's great, but okay. For some reason, that's offensive.
Yeah. Well,
Mankind used to rape each other. I guess we still do, don't we?
yeah. So I mean, I don't think that the Cowboys are going to change for anything. So
We have to. They have to change, Tank. The Redskins have to change.
They have to.
They have to.
They have to.
They have to. They're going to become the Dallas ranch workers.
If they change all these names to bad names, it's not going to be easy.
No, the
to
Dallas
follow
immigrant
this.
ranch workers.
Welcome, we power to the world. You know the woke says, if you don't agree with me, you should die. I need you as my tolerance. I'm the most tolerant man in the world. And if you disagree with me, you are dead. You shouldn't even live. You should have no rights. Tolerant.
You know, Chap Dog and I were talking about that very thing just a few minutes ago, Tank, and you were 100% correct. And that, you know what? I'm calling it out. That's not American.
I'm the most tolerant man in the world. Can't you see that? I believe that if you disagree with me, you're intolerant and you shouldn't even have the right to breathe.
That's pretty much the point of view that's getting a lot of airplay right now in the media, and it's wrong. That's not American.
And the media says, this is our generation. And Barack Obama says, I created this and I'm proud.
I didn't think that was America. I never thought I'd be in America where they could tell me I couldn't, voice my political opinion. I'd be
I think you should
kicked
eat
off
meat.
of some
I'm a
stupid
vegan.
platform.
So you should have we're going to have a vegan society. Cory Booker, Senator of New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
He actually said that. He says he says his goal one day is to ban meat.
Cory Booker's a shameless panderer. I find him to be totally. I don't like him.
Really? I mean, Tank's from New Jersey. You saw him rise.
Yeah.
As an outsider looking at Cory Booker, he's an African American.
Seems
He's
like
telegenic.
a real
In
opportunist.
her primary,
He's good for
AOC
sound
got
bites.
97% of the vote.
90 what?
What's that?
97% in her primary.
Was he running in North Korea? How's he
No,
do that?
he's talking about AOC.
Well, was she running in South
I
Korea?
don't know
North Korea?
how this conversation went to her, but I think
And Cory Booker right now is in the Senate race there. He's expected to get upwards near 80%.
wow. Well, he's pretty popular there.
Democrats are good at rigging elections. I mean, come on. This is-
I just, we'll see what happens, but I just personally don't like him.
The country's gone. The country is gone.
You think so? You think that this is
Yes.
is what we're seeing in the media representing the majority of the thought And indeed, are you, myself, and Chab Dog here the minority?
Yep. They said the millennials have a hive mind.
Well, they do. But who's the majority of the population? What are the numbers?
They actually had to think, okay, Boomer, eat your hamburger, but next year we're going to take it. Okay, Boomer. Okay, Boomer. Okay, Boomer. Okay, Boomer. Okay, Boomer. Okay, Boomer.
Snowflake. Washington snowflakes. Tank, the math doesn't add up. The snowflakes don't outnumber us.
You got to brainwash people.
We do.
You have the people that don't pay a fucking attention.
Yep.
The misinformed voter are now siding with the millennials.
Well, that's the way the media is portraying it, but I'm not buying that. That's not been my experience.
Well, Frank, you have to remember that the polls now they can change quickly, and
well, they're all garbage. They're made up by the same media.
Do you
that's
really
trying to feed us the
you
same
really
lie.
think that they can do anything about what's going to happen when Trump and Biden debate each other? I mean, I just don't. I don't see Biden getting a brain transplant.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be a carnage.
Oh, I hope we get 3 of them. I might only get 1 because of that. He gets beaten so bad into a coma.
I think this thing's gonna tighten. This is gonna tighten.
I was telling Chab Dog earlier on July 4th of 1988.
It's gonna be like all left wing activists.
The moderators are gonna be.
Of course,
I think
that's all
there'll be some of that, but it's not gonna be. I don't think there'll be.
Why are you so evil? And then Joe Biden. Don't you think that a tree is inspiring? What are your opinions of the tree?
I don't want to talk about this all show, though. We wanted to talk about 83.
Let's talk about Giselle Maxwell.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that either. It's creepy.
Well, just they made that. If there's any problem here, I just want to go on the record saying I think there's a tie-in, unfortunately, with the president, and she may have testimony to give in that effect, and that may come out, and that's not going to be good.
Look, that's all bets are off if he's involved in that.
I know. Well, I don't know what his involvement is, but I suspect there is a story there, and it may not be a bad story. But the fact that he's even implicated with those people, and Bill Clinton is too, and so are a number of other people. This is going to be going down.
Probably even Joe Biden.
Maybe. I mean, Biden's already implicated with stuff, in Iran and China, and his son and crap like that already.
Maybe Hunter.
Hunter and his stripper wife.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So,
but you want to go to 1983?
Well,
yes.
yeah, we wanted your take on what you were saying. I want to hear what Tank says about this game. Well, let's play a little of the Redskins game here.
Yes, of course, because
1983.
Yeah, 1983 Super Bowl. We can get it from the Miami fans' point of view.
Yeah.
I'm a running back. I didn't know what was going to happen on Sunday afternoon, and I love improv. You snap the ball, you give it to me. You guys do whatever you got to do. I'll figure it out.
Riggins up the gut. Oh, John Riggins, the diesel getting warm.
Drag up that diesel.
That's a black man dressed as a Redskin.
That's offensive on so many levels.
Riggins' knees is a little cracked. At 235 pounds, showing his speed as he cut up field.
John Riggins. What a tremendous performance for him today.
Establish a line of scrimmage. We're not going to get impatient. We're going to win the football game by running.
Blackwood.
Riggins is a better runner in the fourth quarter as he wears down the defenses with those charges. Inside the 40 to the 35. Boss Hogs are fired up. Yeah, that's a big hog in the backfield too, I'll tell you.
He's been able to break tackles all day long.
Still down.
Fourth and one.
Fourth and one
on the 42.
On the 42.
Fourth quarter.
And the game's down. Miami's winning.
Miami's hanging by a thread.
I left tight wing, 70 chip on white. Ready?
Here comes the diesel.
42 yards. Come on.
Here comes the diesel. There's the snap, hand to Riggins. Good hold. He's got the first down.
Who's that guy he ran over?
The 35, the
holding his jersey. Yeah, he had a fistful of jersey.
Is it a Blackwood? Kyle Blackwood. Frank will know.
Okay, Tank. Who was it who missed the tackle on Riggins there for 4th and 41?
Oh shoot, I forgot.
You forgot.
It was one of
the
these.
Was it Kyle Blackwood or Lyle? Wasn't it there a Kyle Blackwood?
Yeah, it was the Blackwood brothers.
Kyle or Glenn? Yeah. We got Brian Keller on the line from Sports Rock, and yeah, if Frank doesn't know it, maybe Brian knows that.
What's that?
Who was the Miami Dolphin defender? I think he was a cornerback that got run over by Riggins on that 42-yard run that broke the game open
on 4th and 1
Super Bowl, in the 1983 Super Bowl.
You know, there was a play in that.
Don't recall.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. I think it was a Blackwood.
I know that Riggins. Riggins was a beast in that game.
Yes.
Yeah. What were you saying
in that game? When they lost to the Raiders a year later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jack Spyrat.
Yeah.
Had that tipped the ball up.
Intercepted
and had
it.
Interception.
Yeah.
At the 9-yard line.
I know. I remember that.
In that Super Bowl, Kim Bocamper almost made the same play, but when the ball got batted back down, Dyson was able to jump up and smack the ball away from Bocamper, who would have had the same type of interception.
Theismann played defender there. Yeah. It was still a wipeout.
Do you remember who you had to play in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl, Tank?
The Jets in the Mud Bowl.
Oh. Jets.
The Mud Bowl.
Mud Bowl.
Yeah.
I think I remember that.
So this was down in...
A.J. Dewey had 2 receptions.
A.J. Dewey, yes, the A.J. Dewey game.
Is it the Orange Bowl?
Yep. Supposedly the Dolphins, the day before the game, with torrential rains, left the field uncovered.
Uh-oh.
And it continued to rain the next day on the Sunday a little bit. It wasn't raining as hard as it did on the Saturday.
Okay.
But the field was basically a quagmire. It was a swamp. It was completely muddy.
Yeah.
Fortunately, nothing was the final. Nobody could get any footing on the field because it was so covered in mud.
Wow. Yeah, it's they've come a long way in field maintenance now.
Yeah, they did, and they said that Shula did it on purpose, that he kept the field muddy to slow down the Jets.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even know who the Jets quarterback was.
I was just thinking about that. Was that...
Ken O'Brien?
Ken O'Brien, I'm guessing.
No. Richard Todd.
Oh, Richard Todd. Okay.
Oh, Richard Todd from Alabama.
Yeah. I forgot about him.
Yeah. He had his moments.
Well, I know...
That's when the Jets had the New York Sack Exchange.
Yes. Mark Gastineau.
Joe Klecko.
Martin Lyons and
you know,
Bruce Salon was the other one.
Speaking of Joe Klecko, do you know what movie? I just saw him in a movie.
Did you?
Yeah.
Klecko.
It ties in with a movie we saw a few nights ago at my place.
Oh. Which was Smokey and the Bandit. Cannonball Run. Cannonball Run.
I thought he was in either. I thought it was Smokey and the Bandit 2 or something. 2 or 3.
Yeah, we never saw the other one.
Yeah, but he was also in Cannonball Run, if I'm not mistaken.
He was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was such a movie star.
And Gastineau for a while was dating that tall blonde, the one that
Gastineau.
Yeah, Mark Gastineau. She was like twice the size
Brigitte
of him.
Nelson.
Thank you, Brigitte Nelson, who then later dated Flavor Flav. A reality show with Flavor Flav.
You know, she was Ivan Drago's wife.
Yeah. In Rocky 3, right?
Oh, yes, exactly. That's precisely who she was.
Dolph Lundgren's love interest.
Beverly Hill Cops 2.
Yeah.
Played one of the villains in that movie.
Yeah, I love her.
But that was Gastineau's. I guess they weren't married, but they were pretty close for a while before they broke up, was my understanding.
He got him to kick football.
Yeah. Yeah, it ruined his career was over by that point anyway. But
is Mark Gastineau in the...
He was the back end, but she wanted him to quit, and he quit.
And then they divorced?
Yeah, it went downhill pretty quickly when it ended. I think he tried to play in Canada for a couple of years.
Did he get into the Hall of Fame?
Oh, good heavens, no.
No, not yet.
Mark Gastineau?
Not yet. Jeez, like Art Monk should get in there 1,000 years sooner.
I mean, that guy's got
him.
so many sacks, doesn't he?
Well, the guy that's actually the Jets have been pushing to get in the Hall of Fame is Marty Lyon. Is that Joe Klecko, I believe. Joe Klecko might get in before he does.
Oh yeah, I'd put Klecko in before Gastineau. Yeah, Klecko was a better player.
Gastineau's a more flashy player.
Well, yeah.
I just remember watching him sack people and with that long hair.
Remember his sack dance?
Sack dance? Yeah, he had a dance. Yeah, he moved pretty good for a
early
white
dances.
Guy.
Well, the Redskins here. This is a team that also innovated a lot of the dance moves that came later.
And Art Monk being in. He's not in the Hall of Fame?
Still not, no.
That's unbelievable.
That's crazy.
That's in the Hall of Fame, I think. I think Art Monk finally got in like a couple years ago.
Yeah,
no,
I think he's got to be in.
No, I know. He did. Yeah, even though you are the sports encyclopedia.
If Tank says...
I'm the Redskins. I'm the Redskins guy.
Well, Brian, what do you think? Is our...
It took him a while to get in, but he finally did get in a couple of years ago. Like, he finally did get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I wish.
Yeah, he got inducted in 2008. He had to wait
15 years.
About 5-6 extra years to get in, but he finally did get in.
Yeah,
because you pull my leg. I mean, you're for real? He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he got in the Hall of Fame in 2008.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm totally wrong. I'm sorry. I thought that Art Monk was not in the Hall of Fame.
Now you can be happy now.
Oh, and since 2008. Gee, I've really been missing it.
What have you been doing?
I don't know. It's wow. Okay.
It's harder for wide receivers. You know, they really. It's a very high bar for wide receivers.
He got in 2008. I'm just having a brain
just like for
here.
defensive backs. But that would be an interesting question. Is which position are there positions that are underrepresented in the Hall of Fame? I guess there are with the kickers, obviously.
Yeah, but who gives a rat's ass?
Yeah, they're not real players anyway.
Real players anyway. Unless you're Scott Norwood and you miss stuff. Then you don't even know their name.
Well, yeah.
Or Uwe von Schamann. Remember, he was a Dolphin kicker, wasn't he?
The German kicker.
Uwe von Schamann. Yeah. He was pretty good.
The kickers tend to be the guys that last a long time.
Yeah, because there's no contact. So they can just keep playing and playing and playing and playing.
Look how long Vince already played. I think his career might finally be over.
Yeah, he's been looking very psycho kicking lately. Missing all sorts of. He needs to retire.
He's finished. And then, what's his face for the Raiders?
Sebi?
Yeah, the big fat guy.
Janikowski?
Janikowski, yeah.
Yeah.
Sebastian.
Does he have very many years left?
I think he's already done, isn't he?
I don't know.
Who's it? That's three place kickers and one punter currently in the NFL Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Sebastian Janikowski, Tank. Is he still a member of the NFL?
I think he might be a free agent, although I wouldn't be surprised to see someone pick him up.
He needs to go to Vegas.
Yeah, he can be signing cards next to Pete Rose.
I was thinking about Gostkowski. No, Janikowski retired about 2 years ago.
Oh,
okay.
He did.
Okay, I thought so.
That guy's probably got the biggest beer belly now. He just sits at home and drinks.
Oh, my God. Yeah, he's big when he's playing, so I can't imagine what it looks like now.
And I bet he can still kick the crap out of the ball.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of big boys, who's that I saw out practicing at practice and put on a few pounds? Was looking...
Where? What do you mean?
You know that clip on Twitter, Tank, and the guy was looking heavier than you?
Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah, Pablo Sandoval.
Kung Fu Panda?
Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, he's big, man.
Kung Flu Panda?
He's put on a lot of COVID weight.
God, yeah, because if he's not working out, he's probably just staying at home.
Oh, you got to see the pit. There was a pit.
Ordering Domino's, like me.
Oh, yeah. I got it. I'll show Chad Dog.
I mean, he's the fattest baseball player I've ever seen.
And he's still playing?
Yes.
Who does he play for?
He's back with the Giants. He's been back with the Giants for a couple of years.
No.
How appropriate. He's with the Giants.
No.
I mean...
so how much does he weigh, do you think? He's over 300?
He looks like he weighs as much as I do.
I mean, there's no way that he could play anything that heavy. You don't have a picture?
It's not displaying properly. Give me a second.
Yeah, he must have trouble bending down. I mean, he has to bend down a lot at third base. He's playing the hot potato corner, not the hot corner. Yeah, he's always had some issues with his appetite, and I don't know if that guy has a lot of discipline. So, yeah, Brian, what do you want to talk about from 1983? What about the let's see, the baseball was let me think. The baseball was the Orioles and the Phillies, the Wheeze kids. Yeah.
Now we should mention hockey.
Oh, okay.
That was last year the Islanders dynasty.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah, we actually have some of the last game 4, which was a great game
against the Edmonton Oilers.
They want to knock the Oilers off in 4 straight.
You had Gretzky and you had Messier, but they're too young on their way up.
Clark Gillies. I don't know who scored there. Islanders were great at stealing the puck and just scoring fast, and you could say blueberry pancakes. Oh my God!
I found the picture.
He's got a beach ball in his gut.
It's bigger than a beach ball.
God, if I ever look like that, shoot me, please.
Edmonton Oilers low, played it in.
I mean, he looks pregnant. He is pregnant.
With twins.
Good heavens. We saw a picture. Eric showed me a picture of Sandoval.
Yep, that's impressive. Taking grounders at third base. He's taking grounders. You imagine a guy like that taking grounders?
It'd be pretty easy to hit him with a pitch too.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't probably hurt that much.
Barstool. Yeah, Barstool has an article. Look at this. Yeah, Barstool has an article about him entitled, "Look at this fat fucking piece of shit, Pablo Sandoval."
Pablo sat on the Barstool and broke it.
Wow. Oh, speaking of Barstool, what's the name of the fellow Tank, the head guy there?
Portnoy.
Yeah, he's catching some cancel culture stuff too, isn't he?
He was on. He's been on Fox. He's been on Fox.
But he's catching this week. He got on the radar of cancel
Why?
culture.
What do they didn't know?
You have to be. If you're not 1 billion% in lockstep, you should be canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So they want to boycott Barstool?
Oh, they want him fired. You want him removed and silenced.
We better watch it here. Tank's on our show.
Tank. Can we say more?
Frank, do you have a lot of enemies too?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. They kind of leave you alone, it sounds like. But, yeah.
We spoke cancel culture what it truly is. Stalinism.
Yes, or a cultural revolution, either or Mao. Just as bad.
Do we know how...
Stalin was, Mao was influenced by Stalin.
Yeah, which I find peculiar that Chinese were adopting Russian ways of government. That's not really very Chinese. What about your culture, people?
Yeah,
you see what happened. Stalin was the most hardcore.
Yeah.
Communist.
Ruthless.
And Mao followed the policies of Stalin.
Yes.
And the Il family have followed the direction of Stalin.
Mm-hmm. They took the most extreme.
Khrushchev actually came in and did some reforms.
Yes.
Wasn't as strict as Stalin was.
No, and in fact, he then went further and started criticizing some of the things Stalin had done, and that pissed off Mao.
Yes. Yes, it did.
Yeah. And it pissed off some of the Russians, too.
And by the way, you know Hollywood's getting ready to call supposedly they're thinking about making a Stalin movie, calling him the true hero of World War II, and the savior of the world. And Sean Penn's going to play Stalin.
Oh no, Frank. Please tell me you're kidding.
Stalin,
right here.
Sean Penn.
Oh no, I could see Sean Penn doing that. I mean, he is pretty. He played Harvey Milk too.
I can think of some better Stalins.
Sean Penn said that called Joe Stalin one of the great men of the 20th century.
Well, in a really broad sense of the word, great, maybe. Great at killing tens of millions of people.
He says that the reason why people starved in Russia was because the capitalists tried to drown Russia.
That's worn out propaganda there. Come on. That's he's still repeating that crap. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
That's the left today. The things we see on the news today, the things we see from the left, the things we see some people like Colin Kaepernick are indiscernible from the old Soviet propaganda about the United States.
Yeah, you're on something there. And Kaepernick, gee, you think he would be conciliatory to the United States, to the NFL? He's neither. I mean, he had a good shot at getting a job back this fall, and but with remarks about the fourth there, why?
And I got a lot of heat on a Twitter post where I said that about this. I said, this guy doesn't want to play in the NFL. Every time he gets closer to a job, he
finds a way to screw it up.
Says something that gets him in hot water again.
Correct.
You know, if this was just about police brutality, he wouldn't be posting things like that.
No.
This is about his hatred of the United States.
Yeah, I got to admit that. He does exhibit a great deal of enmity towards this country.
How many other players have knelt besides him?
A young man who grew up in great privilege, by the way, raised by white parents.
Yeah.
Upper middle class
But
upbringing.
How many other players in baseball and I mean football have knelt and have not gotten blackballed like he had?
How many other players were there?
I don't know.
Niels. There have been dozens of other players that have knelt and never got the heat that he did. And he got the heat because he brought the heat upon himself by wearing pig socks, by calling Fidel Castro a hero.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Yeah, so he's a attention whore.
He likes the attention, okay.
Yep. And he did play in a Super Bowl somehow. He was a good player one time.
By going to a workout
he had a good Super Bowl.
Wearing a shirt that's a Kinte.
But
oh, yeah, I saw the Kinte shirt. I thought that was a good touch. Obviously, he's motivated by politics now and by the lowest common denominator.
So, Frank, you were talking about the 1983 final and
Stanley Cup.
Yeah, that was a good series. The last game was good. I don't know about the rest of the games, but the last game was really intense. You remember that?
Yeah, the Islanders just found a way to frustrate Gretzky. They shut him down really good in that series. Billy Smith had a great playoff goal. He was the consummate that year.
Yeah, made a lot of big saves.
The Islanders dynasty. They won 19 straight playoff series before losing in the 1984 Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, so they lost the next year to the Oilers. It was a rematch.
Yes.
Yeah. Was that a good series?
And they won 19 straight postseason series.
Yeah, that might be the most dominant that anybody's ever been. I think. Has anybody?
I mean, the Canadians once won 5 straight Stanley Cups, but at the time there was only 6 teams,
right?
So they only won 10 series.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was a probably bigger accomplishment.
The Canadians won 4 straight Stanley Cups
in the 70s.
just
yeah.
before the Islanders did.
Yeah.
And but they got beat in the second round in 1980. So that was only let me see. I think in those only a couple of those years they only played 3 rounds. So that was only like 14, 15 straight series that they won.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the Oilers won 4 and 5, and they lost Game 7 in 1986 in the second round, the
Flames
Ice Division Finals, on an own goal by Steve Smith.
Yeah, the Flames. The Flames beat them.
Yeah, remember the Steve Smith goal?
Yeah, it went off. It went off of the guy's skate, right? It was a.
And it hit off the back of the goalie.
Yeah, it's just a fluke.
Yep.
But it didn't, that's what happens. Sometimes you get unlucky, and
yeah, that's to make the 19 straight series that the Islanders won. Now in '82, the Islanders got pushed to the limit in the first round by it was a best of 5 back then. Got pushed to the limit by the Penguins. They were down 2 goals, like with 10 minutes to go in the third period of Game 5. Came back and won, and then just basically blew away the rest of this playoffs that year. But that just tells you could have one bad series, and there it is. It's gone.
Yeah, they just had so much talent. The Islanders, all those great Bossy,
Mike Bossy,
Messier,
Brian Trottier.
Trottier.
Trottier. Clark Gillies.
They had a goalie, Billy Smith, who was probably one of the dirtiest players in the history of the NHL.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, he'd smack people with his stick.
Dirtier than the Flyers?
Yeah, he'd routinely someone came close to the goal, he hit him in the ribs with his stick.
Nice.
Smack him in the shin with his stick.
Mm-hmm.
He used his stick as a weapon.
Yeah, but most players did. They cross-check.
Did he get into fights? I wonder.
Even if the Islanders won a series, he refused to do the handshake line.
Oh, one of those guys. A bad dude.
What a jerk. He sounds like a jerk to me.
Real jerk.
Oh, the Billy Smith is one of the biggest assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about things that are not allowed today?
Sure.
In the around 1980, the Rangers had a couple players do a commercial for Sassoon jeans.
Uh-huh.
And the commercials are very embarrassing, where they're skating around with each other on the ice at Rockefeller Center, wearing Sassoon jeans.
Jeans?
You're thinking, ooh la la, Sassoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, designer jeans of all things, those tight-fitting nut busters.
So Islander fans would start chanting, ooh la la, the Rangers are gay.
I like it. They still do that in soccer, don't they?
So they had hilarious fights. Of course, the Rangers hadn't won a cup since 1940 by that time. So the fans in the Islanders used to chant 1940.
Yeah, 1940.
And the Devils even do this too. The Devils have their own thing too. But what they would do is at Islander games play the chicken dance. And it would be the Rangers suck. The Rangers suck.
Yeah, I remember that.
And at the time, the Islanders and Rangers played in the playoffs like 4 times in a 5-year stretch, and it became a hellacious rivalry.
The Battle of Manhattan.
Well, the Islanders play in Nassau. Played at Nassau Coliseum at the time, but it was basically Long Island versus Manhattan.
Yeah, how long of a drive is it up to Long Island? But say from Manhattan up to there, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
It takes a while.
Traffic is always hell, so it's probably like 45 minutes. Or if there was no traffic, it'd probably only take like 20.
Oh, okay.
You have to drive though. There's no train.
I don't know if there's really a train that goes close to Long Island, but there's the LIRR goes out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long ride. I know that at least.
Yeah, I'm not sure you want to expose your players to homeless people on the train, Chap Dog.
But it's only like maybe about 25 miles.
No, I was talking more about the fans. Just trying to make,
Yeah, I think the fans of the Islanders, they're people who live.
But nobody's coming.
Nobody's coming from.
Well,
Manhattan.
when they were good, weren't people from Manhattan coming to see them? No.
Or Jersey? I don't think so.
No, they were the Island team.
Yeah. Okay. Shows how much I know.
And 83 actually was the first season of the New Jersey Devils.
Okay.
Oh.
That was actually their first season.
And where did the Devils come from?
They were the Colorado Rockies up until 82.
Okay. So it was the Rockies.
That was a baseball team.
Yeah, the Devils' first season was 82-83.
Yeah, and the Rockies were in the 67 expansion?
74 expansion.
74, okay.
They were originally the Kansas City Scouts.
Okay, so they began life as the Kansas City
Scouts. Yes. Yeah, I remember.
The Kansas City Scouts lasted 2 seasons.
Yeah. And they moved to Denver.
Yeah, and then the rivalry for New York hockey, it seems like it didn't the Devils and the Rangers overtake the Islanders and the Rangers as the biggest rivalry?
I don't know about that. I know in New Jersey at least. You see, we have 2 big rivals, the Devils.
The Flyers.
The Islanders never have quite become that big of hatred of rivalry. Because the Devils only played them once in the playoffs. But the Devils' rivals are almost equally in intensity with the Flyers.
It's the Flyers and the Rangers are your rivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why you don't like the Flyers. It's not that far away. Yeah.
The Devils, when they won their cup twice, beat the Flyers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, that was sweet.
The Flyers weren't what they were more of a finesse team. They weren't a beat your face into a pulpit team
Eric
anymore.
Lindros back then, and of course,
Yeah, he was a
Scott
beast.
Stevens put Eric Lindros into Dreamland.
Yeah, but Lindros was talented too. I mean, he could fight, but man, he was way more talented than Schultz or any of the guys from the old team.
Well,
but yeah, Lindros did. So he got knocked unconscious. Was that what you're saying, Tank? Lindros?
Yep.
By Scott Stevens. Was it Scott Stevens?
Jeez, I wonder what kind of CTE he has.
Scott Stevens was one of the biggest bruisers of all time.
And he played for New Jersey?
The Devils.
Yeah. Did he also play for the Capitals?
Yes, he did. He began his career at the Capitals.
Yeah, I remember that too. Because I grew up in that area. So
did he ever lead the league in penalty minutes?
Not sure if he led the league in penalty minutes, but he was not a goal scorer. He was a defensive defenseman, and he just was just
tough guy,
kicking ass all the time.
Yeah, every hockey team needs a A few of those guys.
Well, they used to allow you to have enforcers.
I remember in the 1995 Stanley Cup final against the Red Wings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he nailed one of those Russians that the Red Wings had, and then he looked over the Red Wings bench and pointed at him, says, "You're next," and winked at him.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the Russian? Was it Steve Yzerman?
No, it wasn't Eisenman. It was like Fedorov or Tisov, one of those.
For the Red Wings?
Russians.
That's why they're called the Red Wings.
Lurianov. The Red Wings had like 7 Russians on their team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I remember in the 90s, I picked them once. Yeah, they won the Stanley Cup. I say, hey, they got the most Russian players. They're going to win.
Well, they lost to the Devils in 95, and then they won in 97.
97, yeah.
And 98.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a little bit about the communists.
But
Communism is good. Communism is good.
Eric's just playing a random clip here.
What's about communists?
Communism is good. Give up.
Give up.
Don't you want to play the Anarchy clip?
Give up.
Oh, of course, but this is lead into the Anarchy clip.
Yeah. Eric has a special clip for you guys. It features.
That sounds like MSNBC to me.
It features Queen Elizabeth here.
Conclusion? There is a certain social process which is known and believable,
Thank you.
but perhaps not acknowledged as much as it should be.
That's the Queen.
It is that one where a new idea, or an old one in new form, is accepted by a minority, while the majority are shouting treason, rubbish, kook, communist, capitalist, or whatever is the term of abuse valued in that society. And they develop this idea, at first probably in secrecy or in semi-secrecy, and then more and more visibly, with more and more support, until, guess what, impossible, wrong-headed idea becomes what is known as received opinion, and is loved and valued by the majority.
Conclusion? Look, video. I get one. You've seen it on a TV show.
Being involved in something like this, I tell you, it can strip the hope right out of you. You start really looking the beast in the face day after day, and you see what the problems are. And you do all those kinds of good things you're taught to do. You write and you call your member of Congress. You write letters to the editor. You go out and vote. It makes no difference.
Anarchism actually is the opposite of all of that.
Early morning fog I see visions of the things to be. Tinky Winky.
All the Teletubbies were feeling very, very happy. Would they prefer anarchy? The founding fathers hated 2 things. They hated democracy and they hated monarchy. And they saw to it that we would have neither.
Whatever people think is right, even if it isn't.
Hey, well, then tell me what's right.
What's right? If you don't know what's right is, then you don't belong in this country. That's what's destroying our country. A lot of damn flapping mouths.
You hear that, Patriot, there? Yeah, exactly. What's right is what I tell you is what's right. You don't like it, get out of my damn country.
You know, 1983, that's the year that Ronald Reagan delivered the Evil Empire speech.
Ooh.
Oh, was?
Evil Empire. Nice. Yeah, that fits.
Have that.
Because Yuri Andropov was the premier then.
Oh.
Well, that's when the Russian prime ministers were dropping off like flies. It was like a new one every year. They just kept dying.
Yeah, from Brezhnev to Andropov to cuts his nuts off, and then Gorbachev.
And then they finally got to. They finally said, "Okay, let's get somebody that's not that doesn't have a foot in the 1 foot in the grave," and named Gorbachev.
Yeah. And that was the beginning. Well, it was already the end was already coming anyway. It wasn't Gorbachev's fault. There was no fault except for the system that they built. That was the fault. And then again, it's amazing. So China, the largest country in the world, is based on a false philosophy.
The stuff in England, Margaret Thatcher said that the trouble with communism is that eventually you run out of other people's money.
Yeah, and China's gonna run into that wall here pretty soon.
Which is why they released the virus on purpose.
That's I thought it's crossed my mind.
The virus from China. From China.
Frank, did you catch the president's speech in North Dakota?
No, I actually missed that one.
I missed it too, but Chaddock sent me over a copy. Let me just play a couple of minutes here, because again, it's right on. I think this will comfort you to hear the president is aware of what's going on.
Yeah, by the way, that governor of South Dakota, man,
in the red dress,
she's looking pretty good.
One of their political weapons is cancel culture, driving people from their jobs, shaming dissenters, and demanding total submission from anyone who disagrees. This is the very definition of totalitarianism, and it is completely alien to our culture and to our values, and it has absolutely no place in the United States of America.
Did he say cancel our jobs? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
This attack
wasn't their fault.
on our liberty,
cancel equals jobs too.
Our magnificent liberty
Dave
must
Portnoy
be stopped.
will cancel his job,
and it will be stopped very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
We will expose this dangerous movement.
Yes.
Protect our nation's children, end this radical assault, and preserve our beloved American way of life.
Yes, we must.
In our schools, our newsrooms, even our corporate boardrooms, there is a new far-left fascism that demands absolute allegiance. If you do not speak its language,
yeah, but if you take it around the full, you know what I mean. Extreme right and extreme left have a way of meeting.
They're both totalitarianism.
Banished, blacklisted, persecuted, and punished. It's not going to happen to us. Make no mistake, this left-wing cultural revolution is designed to overthrow the American Revolution.
Didn't hear that word once the whole
In so doing, they would destroy the very civilization that rescued billions from poverty, disease, violence, and hunger, and that lifted humanity
he actually
to new
didn't seem
heights
like,
of achievement,
like he was upset. He was
progress.
just...
No, none of this is upset at all. None of this is what the media...
The media made it sound like he was screaming out of his mind. Just kind of.
He's incredibly measured right there. But there you go, Tank. There's cancel culture has been identified by the president.
Part of it. The media wants cancel culture. This is who the media has become the enemy of this country.
Yes, the media is the virus. See that, Chevy? I got a picture of it.
What?
For the load.
Oh. It says the media is the virus. Some kind of graffiti.
Yeah, graffiti.
Okay.
That's good graffiti.
Well, Brian, you did you watch it at all? I think you said you did, right?
Yeah, I watched.
Yeah.
Were you impressed?
You got the crowd behind
him.
With
his, how would you say it? I'd say he's impressed with the way that he believes all that.
Oh, yeah.
And
like a he's a politician that way.
Yeah. Reminds me of a little bit of Reagan's communism speeches.
1983.
He reminds me more Mussolini.
The one that Tank was talking about in 83.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. But he's just got, he's trying to feed his base, of course, with all that. And it's funny because when you think about it, is whether it's no matter how you feel about it, he's like exaggerating things, and he's the popular sentiment in the country seems to be leaning toward most of these left ideals that he's attacking.
The millennial generation has been completely brainwashed, and they're going to tear us down. We are this country's over. The United States, we need to just write the gravestone.
You better not be right.
We're going to have no.
Isn't
rights
this what you want to hear on the 4th of July weekend?
Pretty soon they're going to ban meat. They're going to ban soda. We're going to have to drink vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar.
Well, that's what you really don't want is apple cider vinegar being forced down your throat. I know you hate that.
Shop as usual. And avoid panic buying.
And pretty soon sports is going to be taken away. We're going to have...
they've already been taken away.
The awful team names. It's going to be like the Miami Spirit. They'll even ban animal names.
Animal mascots are gone. Certainly, any human mascots are gone.
Well, Brian, what do you think about this? I mean, yeah, you can't think that all these names are going to be taken away, but it's actually starting to happen. And I was joking about the Vikings.
No, cancel the Vikings. Cancel the Saints.
Yeah, I know. It's well. The whole thing has gotten outrageously ridiculous, obviously. There's like a certain point where it just, come on, you're getting ridiculous here.
It's just a slippery slope that never ends.
Now, I understand the Redskins thing completely. That's been a controversy for years.
You're a Redskins fan.
Indians, what's wrong with Indians? I mean, Braves?
I don't think anything's wrong with them.
Brave
is a compliment, isn't it? Chief, yeah. In charge of something.
Yeah.
That's where this is going. And the Cowboys, the Cowboys that they killed a lot of Indians.
It's genocide against Indians. Cowboys are evil.
So I don't know how the
migrant ranch workers. That's what their new name should be. Dallas migrant.
The Dallas immigrant ranch workers. Forget immigrant.
Dallas farmhands.
Not illegal immigrant, just immigrant. Because every immigrant's legal.
Clowns.
I thought they should make the Redskins into the Rustlers, and then they wouldn't have to change the R on the helmet. But Eric's not.
I won't call them the Snowflakes.
Not happy about that.
No.
Well, like I said, they're going to change Washington. They're going to change all the city names too. Washington State's going to become Leningrad.
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio is going to become Huey Long City.
Pippi Longstock.
They're going to change the name of Los Angeles to O.J. Simpson City.
Actually, that's where we're going to change the name of the airport here in Orange County, which is currently named John Wayne. We're going to change that to O.J. Simpson International. Although I like Chabdog's suggestions, put Bobbitt at the end.
They're going to change
John Wayne
Washington,
Bobbitt.
D.C. is going to become the People's Governing District.
Yeah, because Columbia, that's Columbus.
What's also getting scary is all the words that are being forced that we can't use now. Like, I guess real estate people don't want to say master bedroom anymore.
Oh, that's right.
And blacklist is no good.
Oh, can't blacklist.
By the way,
Betty White.
By the way, the word masturbate also will be banned.
Yeah, thank you, Tank.
Oh, masturbate. You can't say that anymore?
We're not going to be able to masturbate anymore.
You can't. You can do it. You just can't say it.
You're going to go in the closet again.
Because if they take that right away from us, then we're dead. I'm sorry. Attica!
So if this comes to pass and really is true, Tank, and so far you've been pretty right the last 6 months, what are you going to do about it? You just going to roll over?
I'll be dead.
You'll die before then?
He'll barricade himself inside his house.
You know what?
Become the Unabomber too.
See where this fucking shit's gonna go.
Are you suggesting you take your own life, or are you saying you just you'd be shot or someone else would kill you?
Kill me. Just shoot me. Put me in the oven.
Oh, okay. So you're going to be rounded up.
Tank would try to kill himself, but he'd be like Winthorpe. He wouldn't be able to figure out how to do it.
Hey, if Epstein can do it.
We got a clip from Trading Places we can play before you leave. It's
yeah, let's hit this.
That was a 1983 movie, by the way.
Remember that movie, Trading Places?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play this, and then we're going to go to a break. This isn't in the unemployment office. Or no, the police station.
So glad to see you.
Louis,
Dan Aykroyd.
making a scene.
The good news is I'm innocent. I've never even done anything vaguely resembling this. Really, it's the truth.
You look awful. I'm so ashamed. Those clothes, those shoes, and you've been fighting it. And you smell.
I smell? Penelope, do you realize where I've been since yesterday? They beat me up and stole my clothes. Those men wanted to have sex with me.
Somewhere else,
One of them
Louis?
tried to bend me over the
Bend me over.
I mean, if this place is indicative of the state of correctional institutions in this country, they might as well let all the convicts out. It's far worse on the inside.
Stealing from your friends at the club, Louis? Heroin, Louis? You lost your mind.
It wasn't heroin.
He wants me to call off the wedding,
Jamie
and so
Lee
does
Curtis.
Todd.
Todd? What does Todd have to do with it?
You've been fired from Duke and Duke. They're preparing charges against you for embezzlement.
Embezzlement? I've never stolen anything in my life.
How could the man I loved, whose children I wanted to have and breastfeed, be a heroin dealer?
It wasn't heroin. It was angel dust, PCP, and
PCP.
Listen, Penelope, I swear to you, on my honor, with Almighty God as my witness, I am not an angel dust dealer.
Louis.
Jamie Lee Curtis has intercepted him.
I've been looking everywhere for you, baby. Listen, Louis.
I remember
hurting,
watching
baby. I just need a shot.
a senior in high school. And when she took off her
I've
clothes,
never seen this woman
remember when she
before
took
in
off her
my life.
clothes or in front of the mirror?
Yeah.
I'll never forget
Don't
that.
say
She's skinny.
She was a freak of nature.
Come on, baby.
Come
Just
on, baby.
a dime bag. I'll do all those things you like.
That was fun. Good old 1983.
Yeah. Well, Frank, I think we're gonna go to our break now. So hang in there, and we'll see you next week. Okay?
Yeah. I hope you survive the next week, Dick. No oven. Stay away from the oven.
All right.
All
Brian,
right,
hang
Brian.
on. We'll be back with the second half. We got a great Twilight Zone episode going on right now too.
I'll tell you all about it when we come
Yeah.
back. Yeah, with William Shatner, Captain Kirk. The Chab Dog Sports Talk Radio Show.
All right.
We're told that greatness is exceptional when it should be expected. You choose every day to live your life intentionally, without apology for how bright your light may shine. So go be great. Go be brilliant. Go be you. Go defy life. The Defy Life movement is one that speaks to each of us in its own way. Defy Life Gear speaks to us all by reminding us that one size does not fit all. Visit DefyLifeGear.com to get fitted for greatness.
The law office of Brandon S. Chabner, serving clients in Southern California with transactional legal services since 2007. We handle general corporate, outside counsel type work, drafting and negotiating a wide variety of business and commercial contracts, including non-disclosure agreements, independent contractor agreements, and employment agreements. Our experience includes working with public and private companies and involves a broad range of industries, including healthcare, consumer products, real estate, and high technology. Mr. Chabner has over 20 years of legal experience, having worked for some larger national firms and serving as general counsel for a multi-million-dollar private company here in Southern California before starting his own legal practice. His educational credentials include a law degree from UCLA, where he was on law review, undergraduate degree at Yale, where he graduated magna cum laude, and an MBA from Harvard Business School. Other areas of focus for Chabner Law include press release and business plan editing, pre-litigation matters, and debt and mortgage resolution work. You can contact us at 310-698-0740 and at dchabner@chabnerlaw.com.
Like Chabdog said, he was 100% right.
He can take all comers.
You know, Sammy Davis is always singing, "What kind of fool am I?" I'll tell you what kind of fool Sammy is. He asked me to invite Don Rickles here tonight. Sammy, you asked for him and you got him. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the man whose sense of humor is as twisted as Carl Malden's nose, Mr. Don Rickles.
I wish you wouldn't touch me, Sammy. You people rust.
It's a wonderful trait to be able to... This wonderful black man. Sam, I kid you, we know each other a lot of years, really. And I love the black people. We need you people, I swear, because no Jew's going to make up a train. I kid Sammy. You're a black man. I took a guess. If you ain't black, you fell into a bucket of M&Ms, I'll tell you that. To you, my good friend Freddie Prince, who's your buddy, and we need the Puerto Rican people, I quote the words of a great Puerto Rican, Manuel Hatesis, who said to me in New York, "You want more coffee?" Look at this, the Puerto Rican and the color guy are making plans. We roll the Jew. Now, I kid, though. Look at this wonderful deist. Frank Gorshin, his whole life is Burt Lancaster. Joey Bishop, who passed away and wasn't told about it. Will Chamberlain, I say from the bottom of my heart, you can move into my neighborhood anytime you want. Black Giant. Can you imagine this guy standing in front of the peas? Hey, anybody want to eat those peas? I'll tell you, eat them peas. I kid you, Wilton. Why? Because you could hurt me. Now, you gotta know this is too fast for you, Dean. I'll make you feel at home. Youngstown, Ohio, right? What's that town you come from? Steubenville. Why, that's better? Anyway, Steubenville, Ohio.
Who's that?
Milton Berle, my idol since I'm a kid. But now, Milton, I say this from my heart.
Danny Thomas.
Show business in your life, thyself be thee, with your new book, Love Thee and Know Thyself, Milton. He's old, he understands. I have based my whole humor on laughing at bigotry. I laugh at Will Chamberlain, ha 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 ha. But if you don't laugh back, it's not funny. I laugh at the blacks, the whites, the purples. Mostly the blacks. Remember the words of George Foreman, who said after the Muhammad Ali fight, "Was I down?" Let me taste that, Sam. To the black people, remember the words of a great Negro, Johnson Jones, who said in Biloxi, Mississippi on a Saturday night, "If the white man and the Negro can work in harmony, the people know that the white folk and the man is harmony with love."
I don't know where he was going with that.
The man is now in a state hospital. We laugh. Why do we laugh? Black or white?
Because we must laugh.
That's right. Look who became the priest.
That guy.
No, you're Catholic and I'm a Jew, and Sammy, you're black. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Remember the words of a great Negro. I say that honestly. All peoples are alike. We are all working. You live in my neighborhood. I live in yours. Right, Sam? Right. Are you crazy?
The unruly.
That doesn't matter. It's what's in your heart, right, Sam? Be proud. Brothers, we kiss, we hug. Any black on my lips?
Like that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're back.
That's a tough one to top there.
This is one of Don Rickles' best.
On race.
Yeah. So anyway, we can cover a bunch of other things we didn't get to cover in the last hour that relate to 1983. We didn't talk about the basketball or the baseball.
No.
Both were good. The baseball was, as you mentioned, Brian, the Orioles played the White Sox in the championship series in the AL, and White Sox had a great year that year, didn't they? They almost won 100 games.
Yeah, they were very good. They won their division by 20 games.
20? That's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, Kittle and Lazinski and young Harold Baines.
Right. So they had some hitting. Lazinski.
Yeah, and the pitching, well, they had Lamar Hoyt.
Mm-hmm.
There's an old name.
Yeah.
Richard Dotson had 22 wins also.
Yeah. So Greg Lazinski was still having big years, huh? That late into his... Because that was getting kind of late into his career, right?
I believe so. Let's see.
His heyday was with the Phillies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's the White Sox. What was that? It was Baines, Kittle. Kittle is one of those Kingman-like guys.
Yeah, Ron Kittle. He struck out more than a little.
Yeah.
But he's a big guy. With glasses. I remember he wore glasses.
I believe so. Let me see what Lazinski was doing.
Yeah, what was...
He's like,
Did he have
on the border of that hall, but
yeah,
not quite.
Yeah, not quite.
7 home runs, 276, 1,100 RBI.
Oh, he had 37 home runs? Is that what you said?
See that 1983? No, 307 career.
Yeah, but how many home runs did he have?
Yeah. 83 at 32 homers and 95 RBIs.
Yeah, so that was a pretty good year. That was he was still having prime years there, but I would guess in another 3 or 4 years he was pretty much done.
Yeah. Actually, he only played one more year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 300 home runs. That's a good career. That's a real good career. What was his lifetime average? About was it in the 250s?
276, actually.
It was actually 276?
Yeah.
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, he's not quite at the Hall of Fame, but he's kind of knocking on the door a little bit.
1795 on the hits, so he didn't get the 2,000 that you look for usually. Yeah. But 307 homers, 1,100 RBIs. It's not bad. 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah. There are a few players that got in that are close to that. Like Ron Santo. Look at his numbers. He wasn't that much better than that. He had more home runs, I think, but maybe a slightly higher average.
China, China's China, 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 China. China, China's, China's, China, 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 China's, China, 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 China.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't
You're
know.
on an Oriental Kickers, one out of 1983. Phillies catcher Bo Diaz accomplished something only 11 other players have done in the history, known as the Sayonara Slam. That's 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, behind by 3 runs.
Oh, walk-off grand slam home run in the ninth?
Walk-off grand slam. But if you're down by 3 runs, they call it a sayonara.
Sayonara,
So
yeah.
it's obviously a game-winning, game-winning grand slam.
Game-winning walk-off grand slam. That's pretty exciting. I mean, it doesn't happen very often. When it does, yeah, that's pretty darn exciting.
Is it also called a sayonara slam if it's done in extra innings?
I suppose so. I mean, same scenario.
Yeah.
Down by 3 runs, hit the grand slam, 2 outs.
Yeah. So the Orioles won it all that year, and they've never been the same since. I mean,
that's true.
Have they even gotten to the AL Championship game series since then? I don't think so.
Since '83. I don't think so. Huh? I don't believe so. They had a big run for about 20 years there, from the mid '60s till.
Oh yeah. So they were in the World Series in 1966, and then 70, and 69, 70, 71.
No, 69 is the Mets. The Mets being.
Yeah, well, they were in the World Series though.
They were in the World Series though, yeah.
Yeah, so they got to the World Series quite a bit, and because they were in the next year when they beat Cincinnati, then they lost to Pittsburgh, and then they were in it in '79 against Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and basketball was interesting because we had the Sixers went on their massive run, and
Moses Malone
was going crazy.
We got a clip of that.
Yeah.
Let's get Moses Malone up here.
Did you follow that at all?
10 seconds. Malone underneath. Malone again. Look at that kid. The same kind of a rebound. Look at that kid.
The year was 1974, and a lanky 19-year-old Moses Malone announced his arrival in the ABA as a dominant big man brimming with potential.
When we signed him, I knew that he had great talent. I had no idea that he would be doing the things that he's doing right now. He's very good now, and I'm sure in a year or two, when he's old enough to shave, he'll be excellent.
2 seasons later, Malone moved on to the NBA, and as his body filled out, his game became even more ferocious.
Maybe the best offensive rebounder in the history of the game.
Nicknamed the chairman of the boards for his relentless work as a rebounder, particularly on the offensive glass.
Moses Malone had to work hard. Still can't get the ball to drop. Here he goes again, and he still can't.
Third time's the charm.
He led the Houston Rockets to the 1981 Finals and won 2 league MVP awards. By 1982, he had fully emerged as one of the most feared scorers and rebounders in the NBA. Joining a talented Philadelphia 76ers team, he claimed his 3rd league MVP award as the catalyst of a 65-win season.
Moses is one of those guys, when he focuses on something, that's it.
After boldly claiming a playoff sweep in each series with his famous and nearly accurate prediction of faux, Moses did indeed take the Sixers to the promised land.
On his way to the World Championship, the Moses slam dunk.
The team dropped only one postseason game en route to the 1983 NBA Championship and Malone's anointment as Finals MVP.
That was as great a year as I'd seen a player have. He was so dominant.
A 12-time NBA All-Star and a 6-time rebounding champion, Moses Malone would play for 21 professional seasons before retiring in 1995.
I didn't know
Recognition as one of the 50 greatest players in NBA history swiftly followed, as did enshrinement in the Hall of Fame. Moses Malone left an indelible mark on basketball history, and his legacy as a player and as a man won't soon be forgotten.
Moses is singularly the greatest influence in my NBA career. He taught me how to work hard. I call him Dad.
Yeah. And died in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Great man.
Yeah.
The 76ers, they won the final that year.
Yeah. That was a great team.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot.
A 4-game sweep over the Lakers.
Yeah, they wiped the Lakers out, and well, they had him. They had Julius Erving. I mean,
Dr. J.
Yeah, Julius Erving. Yeah, that's right.
And then they had Maurice Cheeks as a point guard. He was a very good point guard. I think they had Bobby Jones, who was
Bobby Jones. Yeah.
Tough white guy, good defender.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably. I'm trying to think who else they had.
The all-defense team that year with Bobby Jones, Moses Malone, and Maurice Cheeks were all on that.
Mm-hmm. Moses Malone was all defense too?
Yep.
So he must have blocked a lot of shots, huh?
Yeah. Blocker.
I mean, how many centers that ever played were better than him? Okay, there's Kareem.
Kareem and
Shaquille and Chamberlain and Russell. But Moses has got to be.
That might be it.
Moses is. I mean, I don't know about Shaquille O'Neal versus Moses Malone, because Moses Malone probably has more points, doesn't he?
I'm not sure.
I'd like to look at their numbers to compare their numbers.
Where's Malone? Here, let's see. All right, let's see what we got here. Centers.
Did you give me my cheese whiz, boy? That's the joke.
They got Hakeem on here too.
Hakeem. Yeah, Hakeem probably had better numbers than Moses Malone. Though I don't know, Malone played 21 years. That's a lot of years.
Yeah, let's see where he sits. There it is. 20 points a game.
He scored 20 points a game?
20.3 points a game.
And how many rebounds? I'm guessing, do you have like 14 rebounds a game? 13, 12? You got to believe it was at least 12.
12.3.
There you go.
Yeah. 12.3. Yeah. Where's the total points?
Where does his total points rank and rebounds rank?
Let's see. I keep finding stats. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Moses Malone.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
We're watching William Shatner on The Twilight Zone, getting ready to shoot the gremlin.
Yeah, although I don't think anyone told him, you really shouldn't do that in mid-flight. Pressurized cabin.
He's one of only 3 players to exceed 28,000 points and 17,000 rebounds.
Yeah. One of 3. What, the others were Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Wilt Chamberlain?
Yep. I believe so.
Yeah. That's pretty elite company.
That's a revolver. That's a good gun.
Yeah.
He's going to kill everybody on the airplane now. He's going to open up the emergency exit here. Not a good idea.
You ever watch The Twilight Zone, Brian?
The series?
Yes.
Well, yeah, of course, yeah.
We're watching.
I also had the movie came out that year. Yeah.
Yes, the Twilight Zone movie came out in '83. Yes. This is the scene where William Shatner's in the plane and he sees the gremlin, and messing with the plane, and so he shoots him.
Yep. Yeah. He's shooting with a revolver here on the wing as he's hanging out. This would never, of course, he would have been sucked right out of the plane. But he is shooting. Oh.
He knows he got him.
He's melodramatically acting now. The Shatner method.
Yeah.
Oh, now they're carting him off the plane. But then they do discover that there's damage to the wing. So.
So you're
Let's have sex.
You're a Redskins fan, right? So you probably like the result in the Super Bowl and remember that, right?
Were you a fan back then in '83?
Yes, definitely.
So do you remember the AFC, NFC Championship game?
Yeah, that Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dallas and Danny White.
Loved that one. Yeah.
Yeah, because they were always blocking us up until then. We could never get through.
Hating the Dallas. Yeah. yeah. They knocked out the Vikings and the Cowboys that year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the heyday of Danny White.
Yeah, the Vikings. I thought that was Chicago. It was the Vikings. Okay.
I don't remember much about the Vikings. I don't even know who played quarterback for them then.
Oh, jeez.
It was 83.
Yeah, 83.
Is that Kramer?
Tommy Kramer?
Kramer.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Maybe.
So, here's a clip I played months ago, and it really didn't have much context, but I think it makes more sense today.
Let's move on to the letter segment of our program. Jeff from Seattle says, every 4th of July, my parents make me go to a stupid family reunion picnic in Spokane. I hate meeting all those relatives, and I really hate spending time in Spokane. Any suggestions on how I can get out of going? Well, Jeff, here's what I would do. Ask your parents if they are familiar with the first 2 amendments to the Constitution. Remind them that the First Amendment covers free speech. Then say, I'm not going with you to that hellhole of a city to meet any more boring-ass relative. If they still insist on dragging you along, mention the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. Then exercise that right by pulling out a big handgun and waving it around. I don't think you'll have to go.
Yeah.
No, Vikings. A guy named Steve Dill.
Steve Dill?
Steve Dills?
Steve Dill, yep.
No, I forgot about
that.
That
was the quarterback that got him to the playoffs?
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, that's totally obscure. I couldn't even tell you where
He actually paired,
what? He
Aaron Nelson, the running back, was his teammate in Stanford.
Uh-huh.
Nelson?
They were both on that team.
Yeah, Bud Grant was coaching.
Bud Grant was still...
Darren Nelson was their running back.
Oh.
Wow.
Primary running back. And Steve Dills was the quarterback.
Steve Dill, a bunch of no-names.
Bud Grant was... he's still alive. Do you know that?
He is?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He's one of those guys that looked old when he was young, but he aged well.
Yes. Yeah, he looked he looked like he was a million years old.
Yeah. Already. He was in his early 40s, I think.
He looked way older than that. But yeah, I guess when we were in high school.
Mid-40s, maybe, when the Vikings were going to all those Super Bowls. But he always seemed like he was in his late 50s to me, you know. And now he's in his 90s.
Okay, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
he's looked over.
That's an aside, but so we got another clip from an '83 movie.
Oh yeah, we got to play this one.
Do you ever watch Scarface?
Al Pacino.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I think that was a #1 movie.
This sounds like a great big pussy. Just waiting to get fucked off.
Pussy.
I'm telling you, I should have come here 10 years ago. I'd have been a millionaire by this time.
Tony
By this
Montoya.
time, I'd have had my own boat, my own car, my own golf course.
You know what I want? Thought of this the other day. A line of blue jeans, right? With my name
line of
written
blue
on
jeans.
the back of chicks' asses.
Blue
How that?
That sounds completely crazy to me.
Look at that. Look, you're missing all the sights. That's what you're doing. We're missing the action.
Oye, sabrosura. You want to have some ice cream with my family?
Get lost, greaseball.
Look at that.
Ice cream?
Greaseball.
All right.
You said ice cream?
Girl like ice cream.
Oh, come on, man. That's not going to work. You can't do it that way. I'm telling you. You know how you pick up chicks in this country?
Tongue. He wiggles his
What the
tongue.
fuck was that? What you just did?
That's it. That's what you do.
That is disgusting.
Watch.
Ooh, look at that fucking thing. That looks like a lizard. Like a bug coming out of your mouth.
I figures you will understand. But the women in this country, when you do that, they know.
They know what?
They understand. They go crazy.
Crazy.
It'll take a lot of practice, but you gotta learn. Because women love when you flop the pussy. Look at that. When you...
You say when you fuck the pussy?
Ay, coño. She's looking at herself.
Mira eso.
Go ahead. You think you can do it with her?
I think I can do it with her.
You want to try it with her?
Why not? You gonna watch me?
Hey, look at you. Go ahead. You're not gonna do it.
Watch this.
Come on.
Okay.
I'm with you, man.
I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her.
Yeah, I remember this.
Al Pacino did a great job playing
Go ahead, Romeo. Do your thing.
Cuban.
Just be quiet. Just hang back.
Romeo.
Italians can do that. They can do a lot of different type of characters.
Yeah, he's trying to play a Cuban here.
Yeah.
You're looking very pretty today. Guess you. I've been watching you from over there.
You want to see something funny? Hey, take a look over there. You see that man there? Watch that guy. I got to stand there, man. I got to watch my friend here. He's going to stick his tongue out to that girl. Oh, look at that. Hey, no.
You're sick.
You see what happened to him? Hey.
Hey, you know, if I wasn't a nice guy, I'd
Come on, come on.
you
She's
know?
too big for you. Come on. Cause she's trouble like that. Come on.
Bitch.
What I try to tell you?
Lesbian.
Lesbian.
What I try to tell you? This country, you got to make the money first.
Yeah, make the money.
Then when you get the money, you get the power.
You get a power.
Then when you get the power,
You get a woman.
then you get the woman.
Then you get the pussy.
That's why you got to make your own moves.
He never says pussy though, but that's what he meant. That's what
Well,
he
he
should
said
have
it enough times in there.
He didn't. That's the one. That's the go-to, the money spot right there. You get the power, then you get the pussy.
Yeah, so that's the one of the prime cuts from Scarface.
1983.
Yeah. And then there was Zelig. That's an interesting movie. Did you ever see Zelig?
Dr. Fletcher arranges
This is a Woody Allen movie, a documentary
and invites the skeptical staff to observe.
About a guy that can
With
assume
the
other
doctors
people's
watching, Zelig
personas.
becomes a perfect psychiatrist. When two Frenchmen are brought in, Zelig
I love that
assumes their
mustache.
characters and speaks reasonable French. In the company of a Chinese person, he begins to develop Oriental
It's
features.
like Sonny Previn.
By now, word has gotten out to the press, and the public, thirsting for thrills and novelty, is immediately captivated.
Human
The
transfer.
clamour is so great that Dr. Alan Sindel is forced to issue a statement.
We're just beginning to realize the dimensions of what could be the scientific medical phenomenon of the age and possibly of all time.
Fresh stories roll off the press every day about Zelig and his puzzling condition. Although the doctors claim to have the situation in hand, no two can agree on a diagnosis.
I'm convinced that it's glandular in nature, and although there's no evidence now of any misfunction,
Glandular.
I'm sure that further tests will show a problem in the secretions.
I'm certain it's something he picked up from eating Mexican food.
Mexican
The
food.
manifestation is neurological in origin. Now, this patient is suffering from brain tumor, and I should not be surprised if within several weeks he died. Now, we have not as yet been able to locate the tumor, but we're still looking.
Ironically, within 2 weeks' time, it is Dr. Besky himself who dies of a brain tumor. Leonard Zelig is fine.
Yes, that was Woody Allen's Offering from 1983. A lot of people probably haven't seen that movie, but I've seen parts. It's clever.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about. We found a guy in baseball who has a really cool nickname. Brian and I were chatting about this last night.
Mm-hmm.
His name is the Earl of Dublin, but it's spelled Doublin because he had a lot of doubles 1 year. He had 67 doubles in 1 year.
Wow.
And that was in 1931. That record's never been beaten since then. Yeah.
It was Dublin.
Dublin. Just like, you remember that they used that line in a joke in Hall Pass? You remember the joke the guy told?
No.
He walked into a bar and he goes up to this girl and he says, "Do you know that I'm Irish or something?" And she says, "No." And he said, "You know why I know that?" He said, "Because my when I saw you, my penis was Dublin."
Okay, that's a good use of it.
I didn't quite tell it the way it was pretty good though.
I got the idea.
Do you remember?
It was funny enough. That wasn't exactly the way they did it. It was still pretty good.
What do you like that nickname, Brian?
Yeah, Dublin.
The Earl of Dublin.
In his career, but they had that 1 year.
What's that?
He didn't do much else in his career, but that was
No, but actually he hit 305.
his average was good.
He had a good average. I mean, he played 11 years. He was a reasonably significant player. But he's not going to be in the Hall of Fame for just that one thing.
Yeah.
Disney Plus, Hulu,
well,
and ESPN
we had
Plus now.
We had a lot of good music in the 83.
I was just experimenting here with sports from Huey Lewis, but now we're getting
sports. Well, we have
with a commercial.
We have plenty of good songs from that album.
I hadn't remembered this one.
You want to play one?
Let's just see what it is.
I don't know Honky Tonk Blues that well. Don't know this song. Bad is Bad, that's a big song. Walking on a Thin Line. Oh, that's a great song, Walking on a Thin Line.
I'll substitute.
Play that one. I think, yeah. You heard this, haven't you?
Oh, I haven't. Stages, yeah. It's a great song.
Great song. I think this came out in the summer.
Sometimes in my bed at night,
yes,
I curse the dark and I pray for the light. And sometimes the light's no
consolation.
Blinded by memory,
Da-na-na-na-na.
afraid of what it might do to me. And the tears and the sweat only mark my desperation.
Next door, the one you found so easy to ignore. Is that what I was fighting for? Walking on a thin line, straight on the fun line, loose on the streets of the city.
Got mass airplay.
Angry all the time. Take a look at myself. See what it's doing to me. I forgot how much they played this song. Man, it disappeared.
This whole album's disappeared.
Taught me how to shoot to kill. A specialist with a
Deadly
deadly skill.
skill.
A skill I needed to have to be a survivor. So pronounced, so to say. Well, sometimes it don't work out that way. 'Cause you're never the same when you've been
Under fire. Is that One a New Drug? Is that also off that album? Yeah. Oh, that was the biggest song off of that album. Yeah, right? Oh, if this is it, that's a big one. Yeah. Bad is Bad is a good song. It's a great album.
Come on.
All right, well we can.
angry all the time. Take a look at my face. See what it's done to me.
There's our Huey Lewis.
This song goes on for 5 minutes.
I know.
Well, let's kill it.
Yeah, that's enough of that.
Well,
That was a great album.
yeah, wasn't it?
Yeah, Heart of Rock and Roll. I Want a New Drug.
Bad is Bad.
Heart and Soul. Heart and Soul, I think, is my favorite song.
Yeah. Heart and Soul. I mean, that did that album it must have made all sorts of money for them, didn't it? It was huge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big one, I know. I mean, there were some incredible albums that year, but
Well, we have
I think he won Grammys, though.
he might have won the Grammy for that.
Mm-hmm.
You might have.
Yeah. Well, we had we have a couple of Kiss songs. One Kiss song. Do you like Kiss? This is a good one. This is 1983. Lick It Up.
Yeah. Big hair, but no makeup.
And Gene Simmons.
Hair.
Gene Simmons could lick anything up with that tongue. And he have the biggest tongue of all time.
That never changed.
It's a good video. Skulls.
Oh, didn't notice that before. It's like a bunch of women living out in the wild.
Amazons.
Amazon women. Oh yeah, and here comes Kiss. Oh my gosh.
These guys,
shoulder length, bushy hair.
These guys have the biggest Jew froze, man. I think they're all Jewish.
They got some hair on their chest though. Sort of.
Oh, like me.
That guy doesn't. Very androgynous.
Is this kind of the theme of the show is lick? The guy in the Scarface with his tongue?
Yeah, that's true.
Another party. Oh, you could play the King of Pain. Too. That's a big album. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't have their face painted.
No,
they usually do.
They went through a phase here in the middle where they dropped it.
Yeah, that's what this was.
So that's 83, yeah, it's sort of the early 80s.
Are they
70s.
totally disbanded now? Or what?
I don't know, they're disbanded. I mean, pretty much. I mean, you know, like all these big names do, they get together for a money show. Played a bunch of geezers, but I don't count.
But they did well too.
Yeah, I thought Rolling Stones kind of well.
But they had their share of hits. All right. Well, you could go to the big album this year. One of the huge ones was Synchronicity, The Police.
But we're gonna close with Police. We still got 15 minutes of show.
And okay, well, other ones we had were ZZ.
Unless you want to close with ZZ Top, yeah. I was room for ZZ Top.
Yeah, let's close with ZZ Top.
Oh, okay.
So I know we can give Brian a quiz. Are you ready, Brian?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the Synchronicity and see if he knows which one's one and which one's two?
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay. Well, Police had this album Synchronicity, and
in 1983,
and they had two Synchronicity songs with two Synchronicity songs, Synchronicity 1 and Synchronicity 2. So we're gonna play one of them and see if you can match it up. Is this Synchronicity 1 or Synchronicity 2?
Catchy beat.
I'm going to say 1.
Yeah.
And your guess is
right.
1? You are correct.
You are right. You know. Yeah.
2 is more the hit one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's 2.
2 was the one that most people know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much more organized.
So, I guess do you think they're getting concerned with all these protests? You know, that they want to defund the police.
Oh, Sting is livid.
That's a lot of money.
I was saying that joke when they were talking about getting rid of the Who.
Yeah, right. Why does Trump hate the Who? I mean, it's a great group.
Yeah, really. Want to defund the Who.
So, Brian, were there fireworks in your vicinity last night?
Yeah, quite a bit, actually. I mean, it was almost like any normal 4th of July around here.
Yeah.
Nobody on my street, but nearby, they were going off well past midnight, too.
Mm-hmm. Now, you normally don't have any summertime restrictions there because of fire danger or anything, do you?
Well, yeah, actually, we do. We got some hills not too far away here.
Oh, okay, because normally, here on the coast, like normally, it's exceptional if you're allowed to even shoot them off, and if you do, boy, the cops come down on you really quick. But then, because they do that, they have huge displays for people to gather and come to here in a variety of locations around Newport Beach, or I guess they do up your way too, right, Chab Dog? Like a normal year, where would you watch the fireworks from in Manhattan Beach?
We don't go to a lot of fireworks, but I think at the schools they have.
Or is it at the pier? Do they shoot them off the pier there?
They do this fireworks show in the winter in December.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of to my mind a little goofy, but that's the big deal in Manhattan Beach are the December fireworks, not the 4th of July fireworks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think they have that in Marina Del Rey and some other places, but
how about you? Did you hear fireworks in your neighborhood last night?
Yeah, there was a lot of that. A lot of people setting off fireworks. It was annoying. You just kept
annoying.
I'm not a big fireworks person, so it's just all this noise for 5 hours.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is happening in New York City every night. That's fine. That's New York City. They deserve it. Mr. de Blasio.
And of course, they had the big thing in Washington. Did you see any of that? The Washington fireworks?
Oh, sure. I saw some photographs of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're shooting off fireworks there. Well, of course, that's the nation's capital. We should be firing off fireworks at our nation's capital and doing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like watching on TV, but I'm just not into all the noise.
No.
I used to do it for years because I had kids, And of course, when I was a kid, we could do them all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, here in my neighborhood, they were all over the place last night in a way that I've never seen. So it was, someone's trying to break into a car down the street.
Great.
You probably didn't see the film of those two gals that were struck by a car in Seattle. Because you don't watch the news.
I did see. No, I did see that.
Oh, you saw that?
I didn't know what happened.
One of them's dead now, unfortunately.
Was that the fault of the driver, or was that the fault of the protesters?
It's under
The
investigation.
driver entered the freeway on the wrong ramp.
Oh.
How do you do?
The freeway was closed.
How
and
do you
they
do
entered
that?
on a off ramp. So
What kind of was the person drunk?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't have any. But okay, so it was. But is it the driver's fault to get on a road that wasn't properly blocked, or did the drivers circumvent signs saying it was closed? Because this was Interstate 5. You closed the freaking interstate? Come on, guys.
Why was the interstate closed?
Yeah, why was it closed?
Because they've been going out there every night, I guess, and gathering on the freeway.
Well,
yeah.
Well, okay, so as of this morning, the latest report I heard is that now either the mayor or the governor or somebody there in Seattle said no more protesting on the freeway. That's over.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea to keep people off the
But they should have done that
freeway.
already. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I want to really fault the driver here, even though it was horrible. I mean, when this car hit the two women,
As if that
they flew. Oh, it was frightening just to
really. It was going fast. That car.
Yeah, I saw the full film. I saw the TV edit where it just shows the collision and it stops, and then I saw them fly. I mean, they were airborne. It's horrible. No, I'm surprised both of them weren't dead.
And like I said, that's totally bad because the person obviously entered intentionally on the wrong ramp. So I don't know if there was drugs or alcohol involved or anything. But
So that person's probably going to
they shouldn't even have been on the freeway.
Were they driving the wrong way on the freeway too, or no?
I don't think so. I think they were just
I'm not sure.
driving on a freeway.
I know that they
had
said
people on it.
they entered it on the wrong ramp.
Okay.
You know that.
Well, we'll learn soon enough, but there's some more questions here that need answering. But it doesn't matter. There's just two women. What a shame. 20-somethings too. What a real shame. Real shame.
Wow.
Yeah, and they're going to have all the people blaming the protesters, and then the people blaming the driver, and back and forth.
I know it's like the last thing we needed right now was this to happen.
Oh no, burn itself out. The tragedies is enough to warm any.
But there, the cities are. I mean, you got to be concerned about what's going on in the cities. It just, from what I hear, there's a lot of crime, and it's an unstable situation.
And the cops are kind of, just being real cautious, or they're turning the other cheek, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
But in your neighborhood, have you seen any difference? Your neighborhood's still the same as it was 10 years ago, right? Like nothing's changed, has it?
In mine, yeah, there's more home building going on here recently,
well,
but
that's good change.
Other than that, it's still it's just basically like an elderly community.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of folks come out here that are close to retirement or retired. We have a fair population of young folks, especially the new neighborhoods. But other than that, it's quite rural. It's very rural, almost like country.
Okay, but to that degree, yeah, you're not noticing any changes. I'm not noticing any changes here in Newport Beach. We have a little bit of a bump up in homeless that we never had before. Now I see one or two every once in a while, but there were never any before. But other than that, the way the police, the expectations of how they should do their job and how we respect them hasn't changed at all. It's just
it's
but the cities,
serious problems in the big cities.
But in the cities, but this happened before. Like New York City, in the 1960s, there was this kind of rioting and turmoil and stuff like that. And guess what? All the white people with the money left New York City.
But it's compounding. It's compounding a problem that's been building.
Yeah, well, this is the beginning of the cycle that New York City went through in the 60s.
Hey, did you see the post on Sports Rock? A friend of mine posts events daily in history. In 1910, on July 4th. Jack Johnson beat Jim Jeffries, and that started some race riots.
That was okay. Yeah, there was the.
That's when I pointed out and said you should buy that car.
Oh, okay. We're talking.
Sorry.
I'm trying to remember about that fight. That was so. Jack Johnson was black, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And was that the first time that a black man had won the heavyweight championship?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And white people were offended.
Oh.
And the next thing they know, there's some riots.
There's
pop up.
riots. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I gotta admit, sometimes we
and
whites
we
didn't
had
didn't act really well. We should.
Oh, there was this terrible race riots in Tulsa in 1920. That was where the president
Black Wall
gave it.
Street.
That's why people were upset about the president going to Tulsa on the Juneteenth and having his big rally. So, I mean, there's some serious history about that. Well, yeah. So anyway, what else I was going to ask you about? Slipping my mind here. Well, you getting excited about baseball coming back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's like so many crazy things are going on. It's almost like it's been fallen into the background.
Baseball with no fans.
When it comes, it comes, you know.
With no fans, though, man, I don't know what that's going to be like watching a game with nobody in the stands.
Oh, you heard guys like Trump kind of hedging on whether or not he even wants to play.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like Trump's coming back.
He's got a new baby and everything.
Someone else is medically compromised in the household he's from.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Mike Trout.
Oh, Trout. I thought you said
Trout.
Trump.
No, Trump doesn't play baseball.
So Trout might sit this out because somebody in his house is sick, and I don't get it. Does he have it?
No. His wife just had a new baby.
A new baby, yeah.
So, and he's concerned about, catching the virus.
Bringing it home.
Well, he might have to just not go home for a while. I mean,
he's got a new baby. He's not going to do that. Or he can just take off the season.
I don't know. What are all these players doing?
He's got one of those contracts that he can afford to miss a year.
Well, that'll hurt the Angels a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but he's not the only one that I'm hearing. There's other guys thinking maybe we should just sit this one out.
I think he knows that the science says that babies don't get this very often.
Well, they don't, but do you really, as a new parent, do you really want to take all that risk for what? And what's the upside?
I guess if he doesn't need the money.
Even if he did need the money, what's the upside? 1 year. And who's the the pitcher for the Angels? That Japanese fella they got that plays both ways.
Oh, Ohtani.
Ohtani, yeah. So he could definitely. He just is coming back from Tommy John's, so he could definitely use another season off. There's no sense in bringing him back, or putting much pressure on him.
So we may see a reduced quality of product because people aren't playing, and that's kind of what it's sounding like to me.
That and the fact that they still haven't addressed the Houston Astros or Boston Red Sox cheating in the World Series and stealing those series from the LA Dodgers.
Oh, okay.
They should both be vacated. That's bullshit. And they're not going to properly address it. They're sweeping it all under the rug like it's communist China.
I don't know how much they really got on the Red Sox.
Well, we're never going to know because they're not going to tell us the truth.
All I know is that we were a fucking better team than the Dodgers, so I don't care.
If you weren't stealing signs, you would have lost, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's what I know.
Well, you're just mad about the Yankees.
I'm mad about your dirty manager. Oh, this is the Yankees' year this year. Don't worry.
Everything's under attack now. Nothing's sacred.
Well, the Yankees, they're not changing that name.
I hope not, but it does offend the Confederates, probably.
But it looks like we can do whatever we want to offend the Confederates.
I mean, everything offends everybody. You can find an objection to almost anything. So it's going to be very boring when our teams don't have monikers, don't have mascots.
We'll have color swatches. That's it. Just color swatches. No mascots, no names. Just color swatches. You'll know the team by looking at the colors. That's it.
So we're coming to the end of the hour here. Anything else you want to mention before we call it quits for this week? Brian? Herrick?
That was the year that Carlton won his 300th, and Nolan Ryan broke the all-time strikeout record in 1983. Chris Ryan went on to strike out another 2,000 plus more.
Yeah. How far ahead is Nolan Ryan in that record than from anybody else?
I think it's about 800.
So
for Carlton, I think.
And nobody right now is really within striking distance of that.
Nah, we were lucky to see another 3,000 strikeout guy.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're just not leaving pitchers in as long, right?
Yeah, now some of them are still popping out 300 strikeouts, which is pretty impressive. But as far as a career, it's going to be tough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that record so far out, it can't be touched.
That's pretty. That's
Guy
looking
have to pitch
unbreakable.
for 50 years.
It's looking like Cy Young's record.
Yeah.
Or the doubles record.
Doubles, a couple of guys came within 3.
Yeah, I gotta believe that'll
one of them
fall.
One of them was Ducky Midwick.
Right.
Hit 64. Yeah. And even Hank Greenberg hit 63 once.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nobody in the last 60 years has hit more than like 59. I think that was Hilton. Yeah, Todd Hilton. Hit
Todd
59.
Hilton. Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
guy. That's another guy that has a legitimate beef about the Hall of Fame.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe he'll get in. It's just he played in Colorado, and that just casts.
It always puts a stigma on him.
Yeah.
I know.
Puts a stigma
but,
on
what's
your
his name got in
accomplishments.
there? Who was that guy that played for the Expos?
Who? Reigns?
No.
Vladimir Guerrero?
Walker.
Oh, Walker.
Larry Walker.
Larry Walker.
Yeah, Larry Walker. He got in the Hall of Fame. So.
He did? Did that just happen?
Yeah, about 2 years ago, I think.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, Larry Walker he was more of a power hitter than Todd Helton, right?
Yeah.
Because I guess he had.
Helton was more of a 340 double kind of guy, maybe 20 homers. Yeah, Walker was amazing. He would have been even more amazing, except he had some frequent injuries.
Yeah. So he had 400 something home runs, right? Or maybe 300.
Something like that, I think. Yeah. Let's look at Larry real quick. There he is. 383.
Yeah.
313 batting average.
Yeah. He just barely got it done. I mean, that'll probably get you in, but not a guarantee.
Yeah, so he got in a couple of years ago, actually. So that gives the guys from Colorado a little bit of a chance.
Gives them some hope. Right.
Because you got Andres Galarraga, too.
Yeah. Andres Galarraga had similar numbers, like probably a little lower average. But
Oh, look, Helton, 369 homers and 316 batting average.
so that Helton's pretty close
Yeah.
to Walker. Not much difference.
Yeah, that's closer than I thought. They actually had more RBIs.
Yeah. I think he has a beef. All right. Well, we're gonna sign off now. Unless you do you have anything else about Sports Rock you want to say? Any of your other sites? You start.
No. I just recently updated about 24 of our groups there. We had to reorganize a bit, but they're kind of fresh and rebuilding now, so you can look for that I think there's links there posted by my friends on Sports Rock.
Right. Well, check out Sports Rock on the Facebook page, and they can probably find out about your other groups by visiting that page, right?
Oh yes, exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm. I post there all the time, and it's a great group of people there. So we're going to go to our final song, which I'm sure you've heard plenty of times before.
Positive song.
Yeah. Let's give each other some loving this week, okay? So we can get through this week.
Oh yeah, guys, I appreciate it again. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian. Happy Independence Day.
Yes, happy Independence Day, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week. Have a great week. That's it for Chab Dog Sports Talk, July 5th edition. And we're finishing off with ZZ Top. Give me all your lovin'.
From the Eliminator album, 1983.
What a video.
Yeah.
Right. I wish I could go to a gas station and see this. Famous actor. Who is this guy?